I finally got the bravery to sand these and drill these when I was looking at them, and some of the edges were a little rough, and that just wasn't good enough for me. So I decided that I was going to try to fix them up a little bit with some liquid clay. I'm using the tiniest, pointiest silicone brush here and using Sculpey because that's what they had at my local craft store. And before using this, you want to stir it but not shake it. So I just kind of slowly flip and roll the bottle around before I use it. I used a spare medicine measuring cup for this, and when you're done, you can just rinse it out with soap and water and use it over and over. And I picked this tiny little pointy brush because I figured that it would give me the most control and that I would really be able to sort of maybe push some of the liquid into the small cracks and crevices that were on the side. And this liquid clay is translucent, so after baking it should come out completely clear. So I don't really have to worry too much about where I'm placing it or if I'm going over an edge. I just have to take into consideration the thickness of it because I don't want the edges to now suddenly be lumpy. And a thumbs up from my daughter Aria. So I just keep doing this on any of the pieces that had rough edges. And after I go ahead and bake these, they should be more filled in, and then I will go ahead and sand them after that. One really nifty thing about polymer clay is that you can bake it over and over again as long as you don't put the temperature too high. If you're baking it within its baking range, you could keep it in there for 3 hours and it should be okay. But you have to make sure that you can maintain the same temperature, that your oven isn't going to spike, and things like that. And if you've watched this far, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to make weekly content where I share with you my journey of learning how to make polymer clay earrings. And if you've watched any of my past videos, you know there's plenty of mistakes. So hopefully, if you follow along and subscribe, we can learn from each other. And if you have any tips or hints that can make any of this easier for me, I would truly appreciate it. And if you're just watching out of support or interest, thank you too. Happy crafting!